Hello lovely people, this is part 3 of the one leg press series. If you've just encountered this, please go back to the first video where I explain everything from the beginning. We're going to start with a slightly lower elevation. I here have 2 handstand blocks that I'm going to stack, and let's start first with the 2 ways that you can do, 3 ways in fact that you can do this one leg press. So like I already said in the first video, it's really important that you find a position for your elevation where your foot has good support, and that will be the angle that is most suitable for your body. So that can either be sideways on or with the leg in line here with your hand here, or somewhere in between. Yeah, so it's quite important that you keep experimenting which might be the best position. So I show you the 3 ways, the 3 pathways for this puppy press. Okay, so this one would be the relatively square position where my foot here is almost in line with my hand, and I push my hips up quite straightforward, just as if I was genuinely doing a one leg press here, like this. Yeah, so I also recommend you come back to your elevation, practicing the pathway. This here would be an in-between position here and here, very close to the wall. So I like to be quite close to the wall. And now we have the actual puppy press, which would be this. Or you can also do what I call the split press, for which it's useful to again be a bit further away from the wall here. Split press means that you keep the top leg here straight, and you see here I'm rotating my hips to the side. Here I'm keeping it straight, just as if I was doing a split, and I'm pulling backwards with this top leg, lifting off, coming to a straddle. So you will have noticed by now that in the puppy press, just like in the very low straddle, you have to rotate your hips a bit to the front. Yes, so that will be the difference between being here in your straddle and in your split. If you did a split or a split press, the leg would be rotated this way, because you see in a split, the hips are like that. In your puppy press, they have to be like that. So you rotate your hips, hip bones facing front on for the actual puppy press. Here, if these are my hip bones, and then you pull up into a straddle. Whereas for the split, you kind of aim for a diagonal split position, and then you realign the hips. Yeah, so, but if you feel like you are stuck or you're getting lost, it's useful always to picture the direction of the hips. Which ways do my hip bones have to face? I like to suggest that you think of your hip bones as headlights. So where are those headlights shining? That's kind of going to be where your hips are positioned. So let's have a look at this one more time. We have the normal puppy press. Push the hips up high, hips touch the wall. This knee here does not turn in. It keeps pulling to the side and to the back. So that's your biggest straddle possible. Now here, pull your hips back to lift the leg. Split press, your hips push high. You don't rotate the hips. You keep the split position here, and you pull back and then reposition the legs. So pulling up in this split press position is a bit like doing a kick up, where you have a lead leg that pulls you up and a little bit back. So that leg, yeah, is kind of giving you the direction. And in the puppy press, it's the knee. So you still have that same pull as if your foot was here pulling, but it's the knee that's doing the pulling. But this direction of the bent leg is really important. That's why I say it shouldn't turn in, because if it's here, you lose all the potential of this hip here to pull you up and back. Yeah. Again, remember, you have to take your shoulders over your wrist in the moment of weakness. Elevate the shoulders as much as possible. You can always elevate your shoulders more than you think you can. So I send you an extra bit of strength to you and for your shoulders. Let me know how you're doing with this. I hope that by now you found your pathway. And then I see you in the next part for doing the whole movement freestanding.